Hey guys, welcome back to Release the Craftin. Priscilla here with the final flip through of everything I made for hashtag Poevember 25. That is Poevember for the year of 2025. It is, if you have somehow been living under a rock, this is your first time to my channel, one of those things. Hey, hi, hello, welcome to my channel. I hosted a month-long crafting event all about Edgar Allan Poe and his poetry. There was a prompt list, there was a giveaway, which will be coming at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, you guys, it was amazing. I had a great time. Despite all of the stresses that I was under for the month of November, I had a fantastic time just crafting, getting in my Poe on, extending spooky season, which you guys already know, spooky season is in my heart 24/7, so it's not going anywhere, but I like to stretch it out a bit. You know, let it encroach upon the Christmas season, because I'm not ready for it to be Christmas in November. I'm ready for it to be Christmas in December. And guess what? It's September now, so I guess we'll roll into Christmas. But first, we're going to flip through everything I made. So I went back, I added a couple of things to the book. Not much, because admittedly, it was very chunky already, and I wanted there to be enough space for her, the person who purchased it. This book has sold, I should say that. The book has sold. So I wanted there to be enough space for her to be able to add a couple extra things if she wanted to add some ephemera bits or cool fun things that she had that were like Poe related that she could tuck in here. I wanted to have enough space to add things, but I know that there's not that much space to begin with, so she's got space to like journal and do cool stuff like that, and we'll look at it as we go through. But it's done. The book is finished. I cannot believe it. It is chunky. But yes, I went back. I added a couple things. I have my prompt list here so that we can go over the prompts when they come up. And I can tell you what was for what prompt if I remember. It was 30 days, okay? 30 days in a very busy month. But ta-da! This is it. I put a cover on. And I did a flat cover, actually. I talked about this last month when we were doing the prompts about, like, I prefer having a very flat cover for, like, journals that I make for myself. But if I was going to sell this or give it away, I would make a more dimensional cover. But I ended up doing a flat cover because, like I said, the book is very full. But also, there's some pop-ups in here that would really benefit from not having an obstacle. So, I decided to do a flat cover. So, what we're looking at here, let me get you some specs on this book, okay? If you were hoping for a fast flip through too, by the way, no, incorrect. Go get some snacks, come on back. Hit pause first. Don't let me just keep talking while you go get snacks from the fridge. Go get snacks. Pause, not in that order. Pause, get snacks, come back, unpause. That's how it works. And then you'll be ready to sit down and hunker in, because this is going to be a minute. So, what we are looking at here is a book that is 9 inches long by 5 inches wide. Well, it's like a fraction of a hair, 5 1/8. Okay, we're being specific. It has a spine. The spine is 3 inches tall. The spine is cool looking. It made it look like an old book. With some of this bronze wax. I use that on top of these little book ridges. It's got dimension. I don't know if that's picking up on camera. And then it's got a little plate down here. Come on, camera. There we go. Nope, that's a lie. There we go. So I wrote Poevember 25 here just to commemorate the season. There's extra paper in here. If she wants to change it out and put something different there, she can. It's whatever. I just put that here because it seems like the most appropriate thing. And my handwriting is not the greatest, but I fit it. So that's the important thing. I have this great fabric, which I have been saving in my stash for quite some time. I have another project that I think I'm going to use it for next year, hopefully, if I get there. But I think it's just a really fun fabric, so it was fun to pull out and just use. When I had originally started building this book, I was like, I'm gonna keep it, it's whatever. But then I didn't. I chose not to because the act of creating was birth enough for me, so I don't need to hold on to it. You gotta let your children be free, fly out into the world. So I'm gonna let this fabric go. I'm gonna save a piece of the fabric for myself from something else. I have enough for that. But the fabric is cool, and I love it. So I wanted to match this fabric a little bit, and you can see it's got anatomies on it. So I found this little bit of vellum, this vellum skull in my stash. So you can see it is very shiny. It's picking up the ring lights and stuff. It's because I resined it. I resined it so that the vellum wouldn't get damaged. So it's nice and glossy. It's nice and sturdy. Nice and shiny, which I love. I also like that it's like a vintagey color as opposed to the black and white. I think it pops out, but also goes really well with the cover here. And then I did some leaves, some fern leaves, in the same style that I did my leaves for the autumn prompt, which was day 30 of Poevember. So same technique, different leaves, just to tie it in together. We use a lot of colors in this one, believe it or not. Last year's Poevember, most of the colors were like black, white, and red. This year, colors. We did colors in our Poevember thing because I made a kit this year, which was the in the Mind of Poe kit. If you haven't seen it, go look at it. It's in my shop. It's also on my Patreon, and it was a Patreon reward for everybody there. So they got the kit for way cheaper than everybody. So yeah. That's an option too. I'm just saying I have a Patreon and now would be the time to join. That is ominous foreshadowing for changes that are coming its way. If you would like to join now, because I'm doing things there that will be changing up next year to be even cooler and more fun, but now is the time to get in if you're interested. Enough promotion. So I did a kit, and it's a very like surreal take on Edgar Allan Poe and Gothic themes and the themes of his books and stuff, full of tons of Easter eggs and hits and allusions to like his works and stuff like that. But the kit was colorful, or more colorful than you would expect for a Gothic themed kit. So we used a lot of colors, and then a lot of the prompts this year were color based as well. So because we used so many colors, I wanted to keep like that theme of colors in here. And like I said, you guys, we're 6 minutes in. If you were expecting a fast flip through, this is not it. Double speed that. Let's go fast forward. I get a lot of comments on flip through videos that are ugly comments, and you guys, I will fight you in my comments. I'm not afraid to. But people comment all the time about how long it takes me to get through flip throughs. Fast forward. I don't care. At any rate, yeah, so I really like how it came out. I like that there's like another little metallic pop on here. It goes well with the little metallic pops on the rest of the book. There's some more of that wax like around the edges. And look at that. We got so many fun things like peeking out here. These little wings, little tabs. I added some lacy bits, so there's lace in here. There's more tabs in here. There's so much to see, you guys, even with our little chains here that make just the most delightful sound. There's so much going on, so we got a lot to get into, but we're gonna get into it. This book is also gonna be very hard to show because it's done like in a mini album junk journal hybrid style, so some of these pages are gonna get a little bit crazy. I'm still working on getting a different table surface for filming these things so that I have more space like this way and then left and right as well, so that when I do these like type of big album type books, or the previous big album types, this is sort of a skinny album type, I have the space to show you guys like the full flip out without having to like shove my whole body like off my chair so that you guys can see it. But we have one of these like Tim Holtz, I don't know what they're called, like hook latch closures, and on there, before we get any further, oh my god, this book is heavy, are a bunch of charms. How do I show you these charms in a way that makes sense? Like this. Kind of. Nope. We're last one. If you guys can see. I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to see these up closer, you're going to have to go to day 16. The prompt was crystal. This was what I made for that day. So these are the items that I made for crystal. We've got a bunch of fun charms, a bunch of fun beads. There's some genuine crystals on here. There's like the glass kind of crystal, as well as like the crystal kind of crystal. Like there's mahogany obsidian, and then there's also some onyx here and some black agate, and just, you know, a lot of fun different takes on the word crystal. There's bones, skulls, bats, size, a cat, a spider, and a heart, which I ended up turning into a paperclip for a different page. But we got all the Poe themes here, the spooky themes and the Poe themes. So when we crack this open, I'm gonna say right now, I did this starting on page 1 and then going to the back. There's 5 signatures, and we had 6 poems to cover. So what I ended up doing was, for the 6th poem, I did the front and back cover. So I'm going to do the front and back cover last because that's going to be the last on my list. So we're going to go through the section in the middle first and then come back to the front and back here. So pause, we're coming back. As you can see, the book does lay nice and flat. That is important. But to show you, this is probably going to be the easiest way. Oh, hope I'm in frame. Okay, so to start off with, the first prompt was silence. This is not the first prompt at all. In fact, I don't remember what this one was. Was it secret? it might be secret. So here's the problem is I didn't review any of my videos before I started to see which one was which. So we're going to find out together on some of these. And some of you guys are already telling me what it is. I appreciate you. But here's a tag from the kit. And then we have a page from the kit. I'm going to come back to that, don't worry. And then we have a pop-up. So for Silence, what I did was this little pop-out card, and this whole little page setup is actually all for Silence, because I didn't know how many pages and stuff I was going to need for this book. So we have this really cool, like, ghostly candelabra card that's been foiled in silver. And then inside, it says there are some secrets which do not permit themselves to be told, a la Silence. And actually, I was hoarding this card for myself for my stash for a very long time, but surprisingly, I'm not upset to see it go now that I've decided to sell the book. So that's a fun thing I learned about myself. I guess just using it was the prize. And then back here we have a little tiny like little cluster collage that says Quietus, again Silence, and a little pocket from the kit, and then another tag from the kit. And I picked this tag because it gave the vibe of Silence, like a candle in the dark in a quiet place. You're like illuminating the darkness, but you're staying quiet because it's spooky. That was my whole thought process there. So yeah, we have this little pop-up, and I will say, you got to make sure the card is closed before you close it or it sticks into the pocket. I learned that. And then this opens up this way. So we have a little tab. It says the Valley of the Unrest. That was the first poem. It flips open. On the back it says Decrepitude. There's another page from the kit. And then we have a bone belly band. And in that bone belly band I just stuck a little journaling card. All these are backed on black paper because I have lots of scraps. Oh. And then we have a coffin tag in here that says Deep in earth my love is lying and I must weep alone. So got a nice moody dark coffin tag here. That tucks into this pocket back here. This is for the prompt grave. There is a magnet here. There it is. And then this flips open. That's what the magnet was holding. So there's a little hidden like journaling space behind this belly band pocket flap thing. Words. So that goes in here. And then this just tucks back in here underneath the little belly band. There's actually a little spot, like a little L spot that will hold this nice and secure. And then that's what we did for day 2, for grave. Was this for visitor? I should go look at my own videos. It might be for visitor. I think it was for visitor. That's what I'm going with. And then we'll find out later if I'm incorrect. I feel like this was for visitor because I put it in this signature. So at any rate, if it is for visitor, you guys tell me if I'm wrong. It's a little pop-up paperclip. So it stands up and there's a little secret image being revealed. So we have the girl that's our visitor. There's another one of these later on in the book. I made 2 that day out of the little Polaroid frames that were in the kit. And it's so fun. I love this little interactive pop-up. I'm definitely going to make more of these because, yeah, that was cool. That was a fun idea. And that just sits there for the funsies, but also to hold this tag in here. And then on the back of this, we have the prompt for day 4, which was Azure. I don't know how to say it anymore, you guys. I feel like I used to know, and then I just forgot in the overthinking it. But on this one, we have this like acetate window tag that has been embalming glazed, a nice azure blue color, and behind there is a statue of death. Can you see? Death holding this man. And then we have a little death's head moth, another little like cluster collage. I thought I was going to do a lot more of these. I didn't. That was just what I did for the first signature, I guess. Because, yeah, I did not carry that theme all the way through. And then back here we have Once Upon a Midnight Dreary, While I Pondered Weak and Weary. This is just a quote Rolodex that came in the kit. There's some great embossing on here and some stamping just to carry that, like, azure theme all the way through. I did a lot of embossing. And then here we have a little tuck spot behind this little magic hand, this little labyrinth hand. It says Nevermore. And then we have a big old tag with one of the pages of the kit as backing instead of black card. So some other place to write or add a photo or something, I don't know. And then this page is the page for magic. So the prompt was magic. And the magic part was that there is a secret to be revealed when you pull this page up. Oh, this is hard to film. There is a whole other secret page back there. There's a little magical page being revealed. So presto changeo, page revealed. And so that pops in here, and that closes back up there. And then here we are on Spirits of the Dead, and the prompt for day 6 was Tombstone. I added in a little pocket here to hold the prompt for spirits, which is day 8 of Spirits of the Dead. And I made these little, like, embossed, I don't know what you call, like, little specimen spirit cards, holding the little spirits inside. And they're so fun. Texturally, they feel so cool. But yeah, I made a little spot to hold these. They're tucked in throughout the book because I made 4 of them that day. And then for Tombstone, back here we have this pop-up, which is actually very hard to show. But also it takes a bit of arm strength to get to flatten because the book is so full. But there we have it. We have our prompt for Tombstone. You can see there's like a church and the tombstone in the background. It sits forward because the book is so full. But we have this little like running collage down here at the bottom, and then I added a little top tuck spot here, just a little journaling card so that she would know that stuff would go there. And then here it says, "Deep in earth my love is lying and I must weep alone." I use this quote quite a bit. But that is the prompt for day 6. Trying to remember how this closes, and then this opens, and now we're on the prompt for secret. I remember. So right here we just have another one of those quote Rolodexes. It says, "All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream." Another one for spirits. So we got another one. This one says apparitions. Another page from the kit, and then back here we have a little like specimen window, little tab that says Spirits of the Dead because that is the poem, and then this is actually like a lock that locks down these little flip up tabs here. And back here we have To One Departed, which I think goes great with Spirits of the Dead. And it's just a little file folder. I added some of my rose tea-dyed like paper. So there's tea and rose petals in this paper, which gives it this like sort of purpley tanned effect. Otherwise, it's just tea-dyed paper. There's another page from the kit back here. And this is actually a fairly substantial pocket, so quite a few things could go in here if she wants to add some stuff. And then I just stuck the file folder over here so that the little file tab would stick out. But then the way that this closes is you're going to flip this back down, slide this up, flip that back, and then that's just going to lock it in place. And you can keep it in the center. I've been sliding it almost all the way up to the edge here so that like this little bit pokes out so you can see Spirits of the Dead. But it doesn't matter. Oh, I forgot. Every one of the signatures has a pocket. So I just backed these, like little cards. Oh, that hurt my wrist. With pages from the kit that I had like extras of, and then added in a little word sentiment to the front of them. So I used one of the Gothic words, and then one of the words from this Poe word sheet that I made for Patreon last year. So this one says, "I remained too much inside my head and ended up losing my mind." Which I think works when you're confronting the spirit of death. But yeah, each one of these signatures has a little pocket insert here, so I almost forgot. Because that's what the lace is attached to. So let's see. Are we? Oh wow, this one is actually a very chunky signature. Interesting. And then the little insert here is, "I wish I could write as mysterious as a cat." Because it is a cat. And then here, we have the little church one. It says unearthly, supernatural, ghostly, unnaturally strange, and weird. And we got our unearthly being there peering down upon this little church. So that tucks in here. And then I just knocked everything around because I was being hasty. So here, we flip this over and we have the prompt for day 10, which is trees. Oh, that's like a piece of metal from a brad I cut off. And here I did this little bell jar, like painted acetate, which I painted with distress ink and glossy accents. Yes? I forgot how I did this. I feel like glossy accents was the answer. Fairly confident that was the answer. Behind there is a tag. This actually flips up and down. If I can get to it. So like more stuff could be stuck back here. So you can have something cool behind this little window. And then this unties. And then we have the prompt for day 9, which is stars. That's what's back here. So we have some pages from the kit. And then the prompt for stars was this waterfall, which has stars. It's got a little pocket here revealing our like starry eldritch terror. It has a little secret pocket here, hiding a little tag, which also has a little starry scene on it. And then we have our waterfall, which is a fun little moving effect here to add some more stuff onto. And then this just ties shut, which I will do later. And then we are on to the Conqueror Worm. The prompt for day 11 was veil, so we made a veiled page. And then this actually slides out. It says the Conqueror Worm, so you can see our beautiful image. And there's a little bit of hidden spookiness back there. Nothing super interesting, but it is back there. And it says a Gothicological, which is composed of both good and evil, which I think is fun for this page, especially because it's like this like lady statue and this bat, and like one of them could be good, one of them could be evil, you don't know. Or maybe they're both full of good and evil. It just depends. And then on the back, out of order, I was confused. The prompt for day 13 comes up first, so that's the prompt for wings. So we have this little envelope that she can tuck something into, and then we have our winged page, which I keep bending. It's me, not the book. Which I did some embossing on. Oh, these are so hard to show, and this book is so heavy, it's killing my wrist. Here we go. So I embossed the little spider webs on here, and then I embossed this stamp onto our wings. I don't know what that was for. That was for dramatic effect. And then this opens up, showing our little raven witch here. And it actually makes like a little bird body. Like the page is the body and the wings. You guys see it? I see it. It's in my vision. And then at the top it says elucidation. And that is because it is a tab, which flips open to reveal the prompt for day 12, which is the prompt I was looking for, which is tears. So we have our teardrop here. This is like a little pop-up page. And then it's like a little platform pop-up. I don't know how well you guys can see. The stuff that was hiding in there is falling out. That's fine. But there's a little platform pop-up. And then it says, "Alu, a cry of despair with a sad, lonely candle burning with our tears here." And then what did I hide behind here? I hid the prompt for day 15, which was blood red. It's actually a bookmark, like, page clip deal. A little bit of ephemera there to use wherever. And it says darkling. And it is a little acetate semicircle window with our spooky ghost girl here at her house, creeping around. And then there was just a little envelope from the kit. It's empty. I didn't put anything in it, but there's space for her to tuck something in here. And then there is just a little word snippet holding it closed. So that is just tucked in here. Mostly I just stuck it in there so that you could see that this was like a place that you could store stuff. And then the last one for the Conqueror Worm is Puppet. And then we go up, and we have our little puppet here, which is this little moving like pop-up mechanism. And then it says, "There is no exquisite beauty without some strangeness in the proportion." And we added I added a little acetate bat here. Oh, and then I bent it a little bit. That's fine. I was gonna say that you could tuck something underneath here if you wanted to. That was what I was gonna say when I bent it. Ignore the bend in the bat wing. It is fine. And then we are moving on. So we actually have one of the two for day 30. And I'm going to wait till we get to there, till day 30 to show you the other one. Because that's day 30 and we're on day 16, 17-ish. Around that ballpark. But this is the first little banner here. And then we have the prompt. So we're on To the River now. It says To the River down here. And the prompt for day 16 was crystal. That was our little charms here. And then out of order, we're on day 18. The prompt for that was heart. So this is like my hand carved stamp for a heart. I embossed it in white and then tucked it underneath the little fingers here. And then just added this little word snippet. So we have our little hand holding this heart, reaching for this floating lady. And then here, if you pull on the tab, it's also another little pop-up action here. So there's a little page up top. And then our prompt for day 17, I forgot, sorry, for day 17 was glow. And so we have this like distressed glowing moon situation. The moon is actually glow in the dark. And then we have this like sort of glittering, sparkly, holographic, like black holographic embossing powder back here. I don't know if you guys can see the holographic-y bits. It's like a rainbow of color in here. And then we have just a really great distress page. And it says, for the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabelle Lee. Yeah, it's to the river. So that pops in there, and it pops right back to place. And then we have the card here. This card says Cursed. And this one is a big chunk of the poem from Alone, which is from childhood's hour. I have not been as others were, I have not seen as others saw. I could not awaken my heart to joy at the same tone, and all I loved alone. So that is the card in here. I forgot to show you the card in this one. This one says Cimmerian, very dark and gloomy. And I became insane with long intervals of horrible sanity, with this like cloudy background for funsies. So, on the back of this, we have the other paperclip for Visitor. So, we'll pull that out. And then, this also pops up and reveals these spooky Venetian lady nuns. So, there's our Visitor there. So, that's our paperclip. And then, for this one, this is the prompt for eyes. And we have this, like, Jeepers Creepers type of tag little flip here. It's blank on the back. So there's some journaling space there. And then the eyes move when you pull the tab. So he's looking right at you. Now he's looking over there. Right at you. Over there. And this brings me so much joy and delight. I cannot even tell you guys how much I enjoy this. I could do that all day. And then we have, yeah, we have part of the prompt. Wait, hold on. This is not. It's not the prompt for eyes. It's eyes. Eyes I did on a different page in here. Now I understand my confusion. I did two things for art. I did the moving wall picture art, which is what this is. From like Scooby-Doo, when people would look out behind the portraits. That's what I did here. I remember now. I could feel you guys telling me. I could feel it. But I also did this part, which was like an ode to the art of poetry. So we got the books on this page here, and then I would define in brief the poetry of words as the rhythmical creation of beauty. Because I wanted a thing for poetry too, because we're talking about Edgar Allan Poe and he's a poet. And then in this is like an acetate window pocket, where I added in a little journaling card, and then this like embossed frame for like framed artwork. I understand now. I understand and remember my thought process here. This is a very tight pocket, by the way. I probably could have given this a gusset. So you're not going to fit a lot in here. It would actually hold a picture better than it holds this card. So it's a nice pocket for a picture. But yeah, that was the prompt for art. Now I remember. And you know why I remember? Because this is the page for eyes. It's undoubtedly the page for eyes. There's no arguing it. I went back and glossy accented the eyes after I got done recording the video for that day, so all the eyes have a nice shine, even our little eye in the center here. But this is like a twist up pop-up. Ta-da! And it says Lusus Naturae, freak of nature, and what I'm guessing is Latin. I don't know stuff about things, but yeah, this was the eyeball page from the kit. So I obviously was like, I could just glossy accent it and call it a day, but I couldn't do that, so I did a little twist pop-up, and then I went back and was like, I'm gonna glossy accent it anyways. So that's what I did. And so then we just have this little paper clip to keep our tag from swinging out. And then here we are on a Valentine. And I don't know where the tab for a Valentine is. Oh, it's here. A Valentine. So at top here it says Mesmeric Revelation. This is the prompt for pen, which is day 21. So in here we have a little journaling tag. This is a little pocket page. And the journaling tag has a pen holder. It's a nice little pen that's gonna come in this little book. It'll probably hold a much larger pen. I made it a little bit spacious so you could switch out the pen, but this is the pen that I included with it. And then the next day, 22, is book page. And so when we lift up this tab, we have our book page, and you can actually turn this into an easel card. So like this could be on display if you wanted to leave like the book open, or you wanted to prompt something up there, I guess. You could do that. And then we have our book pages here. This says Imprecation, which is to invoke evil on. Oh, this says Tenebrous, which is dark, murky, and obscure. So if you fold this open, we have this page from the kit. I don't know if that's in focus. There we go. Which just says invisible things are the only realities. And then we're coming here to what we are invoking, to invoke evil on, with our book pages here, which is our Eldritch Terror cat. So that's what we invoked with our book pages here. And then we have another spirit and another one of those like coin envelope type deals from the kit that's just being held together with a little word snip. Also, I understand that this is very long and also a little bit low energy. I'm tired, but I really want to flip through this because I'm so excited to share it with you guys. So I'm doing my bestest. Oh, and then the paperclip fell off. I had it up here. Just barely holding this whole thing together. That's where it goes. It has a mind of its own. So then the last of the large, like, pocket journaling cards here says Loved and Lost and Peculiar. It's one of those little shadowy raven pages, which I love. It pops back in here. Also really love this flower lace. It's fun. And so we are on out of order. Right? Did I forget one? No, I didn't forget one. Not yet. So amulet we're gonna get to. Sorry, I just kicked my whole setup here. So up first we have day 25, which is Leaf, which is this sliding belly band. Oh, I have to use my other hand. So it is like a little lock, so it locks this in place. And then you slide it up, and you can flip this out. You can actually slide this whole thing off if you want to, like, fuss with it. I don't want to fuss with it, so I'm going to slide it here. And then you flip this up. So there's actually, like, little spots to journal with here. And then we have a pocket back here, which is actually holding the day 23 prompt, which is how we're closing this whole thing together. Is by using our little spirit window, our spirit amulet, little amulet. It's an amulet on a chain. So we have another spirit hidden in here, another page from the kit. Before we get to where the amulet goes, we're gonna unclip this. This is going to flip open. It says Gruesome on the other side of a Valentine. And then here we have the prompt for day 24, which was poetry. So we have some pages from the kit, a little spooky lady creeping out here. And then we have these little coffin flips that are magnetized. And they have little bits of poetry about death tucked under here. So just some fun little coffins. There's some space to like journal in. I went around the edges so that you would know like where the coffin is if you want to hide something back here, like a little cluster collage or something. That would be fun. But they just snap shut. They just have these little ravens on these little coffins for some funsies. And then we come back here to what is the back side here. So there is another one of the Rolodex quote cards. It says there is no excellent beauty that hath not some strangeness in the proportion. And then we have this like very vampy, oh, that's part of the page. This very like vampy little tag here. The flip opens. There's a page to like journal on here on the back side. I added in this little side tuck over this little page here. It says Melancholy, and then we have Premature Burial, so another little file folder with more of that rose and tea dyed paper. So you can see more of the like tannized rose effect back there. It gives it like a nice like musty mauvey, dark purpley brown color. I don't know how to describe it. With all those words I just used to describe it, probably. But that goes here. This is what is attached, what our amulet is attached to. And then to keep all of this secure, we tuck it in here, not behind there. We tuck it in here, and that keeps all this closed. And then we put the bottom up here so that you don't have to fight with it. UPS just threw a package at my door. And that is everything for a Valentine. So we're on the last set here. The prompts for the poem alone. Oh, I'll pick that up, don't worry. And the first one is time. Not this one. Where's time? Ooh, where is time, you guys? It's in here. I know where it is. Okay, out of order. I should have looked at these before I started. So up first, we have day 29, which is storms. It says here, this is the tab for this one, which is a line from the poem Alone, which is "And all I loved alone." Also says, quote, "The Raven" here. We have a little brad, like, sliding page here that locks into place with a magnet, but we have our storms here. So there's some clouds, there's some lightning that's all embossed on there. We have another Rolodex quote, which is "The boundaries which divide life from death are at best shadowy and vague." And then we have the prompt for day 30, which is autumn, which are these banner, like, page toppers, corner toppers, whatever you want to call them, done in an autumnal style with these autumnal leaves and colors. And I love how these came out. They were really fun to make. So we snap that back in place, and we pop this open. That's not time either. This is the prompt for gold. If you guys can see, if the light will catch, there's some nice gold on here. It's a little 4-square pop out. And we did some little, like, twinchy collage little bits. We got a little bone here. It says macabre, which I learned is actually has 2 pronunciations, so I felt like I was saying it wrong forever, and I wasn't. So I want to thank Liz the Cosbrarian for teaching me that there is more than one way, in fact, to say macabre. And you can say macabre, and you can say macabre, and it's correct either way. So we're going to come back here to the front of the book and see what we did for the other days. Time is still not the first one. Actually, the first one here is going to be sunrise. So this unties if I didn't just make it into a big old knot. And then here we have this, like, little flip out page. Back here I tucked a little tag, the last, like, large tag from the kit. And then there is a page from the kit. It says nyctophilia, which is a love of darkness or night, finding relaxation or comfort in the darkness. And then here we have a leftover bit of the trees from my tree painting day. And then behind here I've got my little gas mask raven girl. It says gloomy up top. And if you pull this, we reveal the sunset or sunrise. Forgot which one it is, with this, like, embossed acetate here. So this stays here. This tag does not come out, but it comes up here to reveal it. Also reveals our, like, sunrise on our house here, but also our little creepy nuns and their creepy eye back here, which says ominous. It gets revealed, so you can see, like, we did some more embossing glaze on this acetate to get sunset or sunrise colors. I forget. In addition to all the early morning beginning sunrise colors on the front. And then the last one is time. And here we have the prompt for day 26, which was time. So I embossed some clocks on here. And then we have this just, like, fun little, like, pop-up that says Selkuth, which is unfamiliar, rare, strange, and yet marvelous. And we have this great house page from the kit. So lots of fun stuff here, lots of interactive elements, lots of things I need to retie and redeposit where they go, and a paperclip I need to pick up from the floor. But that is everything. That is the entirety of everything we made for hashtag Poevember 25. Can you believe it? What a flip through, what a flip through, what a flip through. It's a big book with lots of love in it, and I'm really excited because it's going to somebody I know, which means that, like, I already know that they're going to love and cherish it and appreciate it. They're also a crafter, so they know how much work goes into things, and they're going to be careful with stuff, so I don't have to worry about this book, which is, I think, part of the reason I'm happy to send it away, is because I know it's going to somebody who will appreciate it. Not that I don't think, like, other people appreciate my stuff, but it's a little bit different when it's, like, another crafter, right? But yeah, that's everything from you guys for this one. I'm lying because we're gonna do the giveaway next. So let me go get my cup of stuff, and yeah, we're gonna do the giveaway after this. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Did you like the stuff I made? Did you think it was cool? What was your favorite stuff? Did you like seeing a book in this style that's like part junk journal, part mini album? Would you like to see more stuff like that? Because I'm definitely interested in doing more stuff like that. I have lots of mini album ideas that I think could blend really well with a lot of the stuff that we do in junk journal world. But also, I just really like making ephemera and not making books. But I do like making mini albums, so I don't know. They're gonna overlap now. That's how we're doing it here on this channel. So if you're interested in seeing more stuff from me like that, there's that. I also have a Patreon, which I mentioned earlier, but I have it, and I have tutorials for how I made a bunch of the pop-ups in here on Patreon at the $5 tier even. So like, if you're interested, check it out. I did it over there. I'll do some stuff here too, don't worry. That's coming to the channel. I have lots of stuff planned for 2026 and beyond. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this section of the video. I keep trying to end this like it's the ending of the video. No, it's not. I'm gonna go get the cup and I'm gonna come back. Okay, and last but not least, the moment you all have been waiting for is who won the giveaway for hashtag Poevember25. As you can see, I have our sloth cup here, our official game maker sloth cup, with some names on some badly folded pieces of paper inside of here. So let's pick a winner. You guys excited? I'm excited. There's actually quite a few people who joined, so before I pick, I'm going to keep shaking this while I talk and hope it's not distracting. But definitely go check out the people who joined this year's Poevember challenge. There was Olena Spicer, Amethyst Raisin. Wow. Words are really hard, especially when you're tired. Amethyst Raven, my friend. PewDiePie Designs, Odds and Ends, Tour_T50, and Fiona E. Barber. Now, Tour and Fiona are on Instagram. Everybody else that I mentioned did their videos on YouTube, and they're linked in the playlist, which is down below. And then some honorable mentions for some people on Instagram who were doing their entries but did not finish or are still finishing. Is Monstrous Tarot Girl, Abare.Mike, and Badules_Scrap Journal. Those three are cool people who did cool things. They made cool stuff. So definitely check it out because everybody made cool things this year. And I'm just so in love with it. I love it. I'm so excited. I cannot wait for next year. I'm already like planning. So yeah. It's been a great run. People made cool things, and I cannot wait to see what we do next year. So definitely check them out so that you don't miss them. And then maybe you follow these people, you see what they do next year, and you're already like there, ready to go and see all the cool things they make for the rest of the year. Plus when they come back for Poevember. But anyway, I know you guys are chomping at the bit, trying to figure out who's going to win. So let's see. Ugh. I have a name. Who do we think it is? It is Olena Spicer. Olena, if you will send me a message, you know how to get a hold of me because we have spoken before. If you will send me a message and shoot me your address, I will get you your prize. And the faster you do that, the faster it'll get in the mail and hopefully be to you before Christmas. Congratulations, Elena. Thanks for participating in hashtag Poevember25. Thank you to everybody else who participated this year. Surprisingly, I didn't have anybody do the mini challenge. So I don't have a mini challenge giveaway. But you know what? I may pick somebody from the honorable mentions, the people who attempted this year, and give them the mini giveaway prize because I have it. So why not? I'll shoot a message to somebody at random. I'll pick it. That's what we'll do because it's the spirit of giving, right? 'Tis the season. Follow the law and all that shit. So I appreciate your faces, guys. I really do. I really appreciate all the responses to Poevember, how excited you guys were. Those of you who already said that you're looking forward to next year, like, I love you guys so much. I really appreciate your faces. You don't know how much it means to me. All your comments and your likes and your support on my channel really make a big difference in my day-to-day. So, yeah, I'm going to jump out of here because your girl is tired, and I will catch you guys all in the next one. Stay tuned because I have some announcements coming. Okay, things that you guys are wanting to see coming back. Stuff is going away. I'm doing some other things. Look forward to that. It's coming up real quick here. Until then, guys, happy crafting and goodbye.